Hello Internet, what it is? I can't believe I just said that. Welcome to my review for the iOS game Zombies Run. Zombies Run came about from a British developer who started a Kickstarter for a wonderful game that I felt would be a wonderful addition to my iPhone. Now, the concept behind Zombies Run is it puts you in a post-apocalyptic England. It's not supposed to be England, it's supposed to be wherever the hell you are, but it's England. You can't really escape the fact that this was built by a British company, especially with all of the crappy American accents that I can tell are made by British people who don't know what the fuck they're saying. Now, the basic mechanic behind Zombies Run is very functional. It uses either the accelerometer or GPS to track how much you are running and for how long, how many kilometers per mile, and it also integrates whatever playlist you might have on your iPhone or iPod so that you can be comfortable when you run and it's not just constant story that you're hearing, which is a godsend. But each mission starts with kind of a briefing, and then you start your run, and then every like 5 minutes or so, or 2 songs, you get an update on what's happening around you. And of course, along the way, you pick up different items where you can level up your town RPG style. The more supplies you have, the more survivors you can house, and ultimately, the better you do in the game. Or so they lead you to believe. I haven't seen any sort of a help from leveling up my township. That's all fine and good, but the main piece of the game, the story, is absolutely horrid. As of right now, they only have 13 parts out, and I honestly couldn't care less, really. The problem for me, personally, is I got spoiled by playing Code Runner, a game that I have talked about multiple times. I have a review, I have a call to arms. If you haven't played Code Runner, please buy it. It's much better than this. Not to say that this is horrible, but Code Runner is a lot less expensive, and you get a lot more bang for your buck in terms of story, and in terms of full usage of your phone, and it's one of the best uses of the iPhone in terms of a game yet. What Code Runner did is they took Google information as well as your GPS to build their world in yours. The entire infrastructure of your world now takes place in this world, which is the exact same world, and you feel 100% in tune with it because what you're seeing around you is what your game is telling you see around you. It's amazing, alternate reality sort of thing. What Zombies Run does is you hear the story happening and it tells you stuff that's in the area when it couldn't possibly fucking know if it was there. Like I was doing a mission and I said, oh, up to your right you'll see the old hospital, oh, it's seen better days, or something like that. That was Australian, I'm sorry. But it tells me there's a hospital there and there's no fucking hospital there. It tells me, I mean, the zombies behind you is really the most realistic thing that it tells you. And even that doesn't work all the time. They have a mode where you can enable zombie rushes at any time, where you have to speed up for an extra minute because zombies are about to get you. But that hasn't worked any time I've turned it on. The story involves being a runner for the Able Township, which involves getting supplies of all kinds, weapons, technology, medicine, and ultimately to try to find a cure for what has caused the dead to rise. Later in this first level pack, you kind of learn and assume how everything happens, but it's really spoon-fed to you. Like, there's a really like, oh, I wonder if this is what happened to everything. And obviously that's what happened to everything. There's a lot of really poor setups that haven't been, like, paid off yet, but I'm really not interested at all in the story anymore. The very last mission was a cliffhanger of, oh my god, that's this person! And I have no fucking idea who that person is. Making me care even less. Now, Zombies Run tried to incorporate real-life elements into the game. The problem is that they're really fucking annoying. They had a thing in the Kickstarter where you could donate a certain amount and you can get your name put either like as a file name or as an item or as a location name. And here's a little tip. Chipotle Labs. Hopefully you're watching this. Probably not. But your involvement in this game makes me never want to buy a product of yours because it completely killed my experience. It overtly has a Chipotle Labs app as a pickup item, as well as a Kensaido sword or Kensaido helmet manifesto or something. That's all an advertisement for Chipotle Labs and its game. Now, I understand you gotta make that money, Zombies Run, but if it dampens the experience, which it fucking rained and poured all over mine, then you've got to find another way to compensate those people, which would have been fantastic. But it's one of the many ways that the game pulls me out of it. Like this, actually. The Android version is coming later in the spring, and hopefully with it comes the complete edition of the iTunes version. God, I hope so. Because the absolute biggest problem that I had with the game was the fact that you had to farm for items to move on in the game. And in order to farm, you had to replay story missions again. You know how in like an RPG or Warcraft or something, where you can just run around the world openly and just level up? Well, instead, Zombies Run has you replay the missions. And you know, if you know what mission to go to for medical supplies, then you replay that mission. But that takes you out even more because you're not having a straight through line for the story. The thing is, whenever you finish all of the story missions, radio mode starts, whereas two folks from Able Township start a radio station to kind of keep the whole, oh, your playlist is running, but no, we're playing these songs because they're our favorite sort of thing is happening. And wouldn't you know it, I like these parts the best. I would much rather have a game about those two people giving me random information about the world around me, including like, well, about 200 meters from this location, which happens to be the place that I'm in, we saw a very large zombie horde, so you better watch out. I'm doing this because I'm like a reporter. Now you're probably asking yourself, well now, if this was such a great mode, wouldn't Zombies Run just have an option to start playing in radio mode? Oh, silly viewer! Of course they don't! If it's something that comes in the update, I might play this game more, but it's not worth the $7 that it is on the iTunes store. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your $2.99, you're gonna buy Code Runner, and you're gonna have a much better time than I did playing Zombies Run. I'm gonna submit this video, like I do all my videos, to the Department of Privacy. Maybe, just maybe, someone will see it from Zombies Run and try to improve the mechanics and see how just truly frustrating they made their game. I'm Soapbox Mark. Buy Code Runner. This message was approved by the Department of Privacy.